So it'll come as a surprise to absolutely no one that Americans are anxious about the upcoming election. Matter of fact, the American Psychological Association's annual Stress in America survey found that as of August, politics was the leading cause of stress for 7 out of 10 adults. That's across party lines.
And this can become even more difficult when there are political differences among family members. So how can you say in relationships when family members are on opposite sides of the political aisle? Here to talk about this very tricky balance is our relationship guru, Dr. Kirsten Lind Seal. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I know a lot of research actually has been done by some of the folks that you worked with over at the U on this very specific thing, bringing people across the country together to realize, we actually have more in common than you might think.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the idea here is actually if we can drill down to the values of what we all really care about, that there's so much similarity. The ways we think we should go about getting to those, to managing and expressing those values can be different. But in fact, a lot of us want, we want our families to do well. We want to be safe and secure. We want the economy to be good. There are a lot of things that we really agree on. And I think that is one of the keys to thinking about how do we have, if we do fall into a political discussion with family members, particularly because those relationships can be so fraught, what do we do? How do we do that?
Yeah, that's one of the things, because this election has been so polarizing. So you're at the dinner table, you're having a conversation, all of a sudden you realize your partner or someone else, you're like, wait a second, we have very, very differing viewpoints. This can start an argument and that can be harmful. What do you do in those situations?
Yes. So the overarching thing to keep in mind is to prioritize the relationship, right? And that may seem like a simple thing, not easy necessarily, but if you have that at the forefront of your mind, that is step one. Step two, we really need to let go of being right. And we all love to be right. And then what we do is we argue our points because this is why we're right. Here are all these reasons we're right. And the thing is, the other person also has these reasons. Now, you may think their reasons are, don't make any sense, but they might also think that about you. So the other step two in that of letting go of needing to be right is also realizing you really cannot change anybody's mind. It's not that people's minds can't change. It's just that you sort of banging with your gavel, and here are all the reasons, here are all my reasons, here's why I'm right. That is not going to do it. And there's a lot of research on why that is.
So, Kirsten, should you just avoid talking about politics at the Thanksgiving dinner table?
Here's what I would say. That is a really valid choice. And I think that, another thing to say is, let's just agree to disagree about that, pass the stuffing. And by the way, who did the cranberry sauce this year? And isn't grandma's china beautiful? Like, it is okay to just sort of take a pause. I'm not saying that you should never talk about it or never talk about it again, but here's the really important thing to think about is if you feel like you're escalating, then things probably aren't going to go well. The other person may also be, but here's what we know. If the other person is escalating, getting more and more upset, and you can stay calm, then the chances are that they might actually be able to come back to a space of calm. But if they're escalating and you're escalating, then that's just sort of like, there's no good outcome to that. And so in those cases, like, again, when I'm working with couples, we'll talk about that. It's time to take a break. The break could be between 30 minutes and 24 hours, whatever. But that's like if we're talking about couple relationships. But in terms of any sort of relationship, if things become contentious, we don't have our prefrontal cortex online because our nervous systems are going, danger, danger, danger. Right? Like we get very fearful. And especially with sort of everything that's out in the zeitgeist, sort of out in the world around us, there's a lot of fear flying around and we catch that, and we can catch that from each other, and understanding that can happen. I think it really can help us to sort of go, you know what? I'm just going to breathe through this. By the way, let me give a quick breathing exercise, regular breath in, slow breath out as if through a straw. This can literally help you regulate your nervous system. May seem simple, but it's really, really works. So I'm going to offer that to people. If you start feeling like you're getting upset, just do some of these just really quiet breathing exercises. It's literally a physical help for these moments.
I think
focus on that.
That'll be a huge, I'm dead serious, that'll be huge after Tuesday. Everyone can take that collective sigh, no matter who wins the election, but that could be good for all of us on Tuesday. Kirsten, thanks as always. We appreciate it.
Yeah, lovely to be with you today.